All right.
I don't know.
We are
Maybe I
starting.
should have done my picture with my boobs.
Nah,
That will
we'd
be
get in trouble.
No, not on YouTube.
you will grab it out of it and just throw it against the wall.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Fireside Chat today. We got a special guest, my little sister, Laura Jane. She's a veterinary tech. And we've got her here so we can talk about the using cloning technology on bringing back extinct species, such
It's
as
a good idea, but it's not.
very true. Now we're going to be talking about the dire wolf puppies that everybody's been seeing in the news. We're also going to be talking about the woolly mammoth program they've been working on, where they've created the woolly mouse. But we're also going to talk a little bit about. Oh, there she is.
Puppy.
That's Fresca, the wolf dog, who is itty bitty. I mean, she's tiny. She is a runt. You know how most wolf dogs are huge? She's no bit. The Gunner the Husky is much bigger than she is.
No, he's just fatter.
Yeah, that's true. But Gunner,
She's tall. She's taller. All right, I'm getting my ugly mug off of here. How do I do that? All right, there we go.
all right. Now, one of the species that I really hope that they do bring back is the Auroch, which is, for all intents and purposes, is a dire cow. It is a gigantic cow that went
Oh my
extinct.
God, we could eat off that motherfucker forever.
Yes, and they didn't go extinct all that long ago, and they, if I remember right, they went extinct in the middle of the Dark Ages. Let me take a look again right quick, because, like I said, it wasn't that long ago. More cattle breeds.
I just want a velociraptor and a wolf. Okay, that's all I want.
Yeah, but your husband will keep saying no to that. So,
Well, you know what? I'll have the velociraptor eat them.
Well, that's exactly the problem with having a velociraptor. You would not be able to control it, and it would eat you.
Yes.
Oh, girl, you don't know my way with animals.
She's actually been able to pick up snakes and they not bite her, which freaks me out. I can't handle snakes.
Yeah, I'm the only one that's not scared of them.
And
I'm not scared of anything.
She's also been able to get
except for clowns.
Yeah, clowns she's terrified of. But
she's also kill them.
She inherited one of the other spake traits of being of animal empathy, but hers is a heck of
whisperer.
And it's amazing what she can do with animals. I mean, she
my squirrel.
Yeah, you got Zelda the squirrel. Right now, she's got an almost full house of various critters that she has saved from dying. So
okay, hold on. Let's see. Let me get my camera going so you can see Zelda. Can you see her?
Hey, squirrel.
Yep.
See? Come here, baby. Come here, sweetie. Come here, baby. Come give me some sugar. No,
they had.
Get over here.
What was the type of turtle? What was the turtle?
Yeah, we had a turtle.
And
Ted the turtle.
And I mean, they've had so many different pets and animals that they've saved. And Laura Jane is the one person in the family who has survived as much crap as I have. And she's got almost as much metal in her as I do.
Oh, honey, I have more metal in me than you do.
Barely, if at that.
Oh, and here's frostbite.
That's the big
Come on,
bunny
honey.
rabbit.
That is
Frostbite.
that is the hairiest bunny I have ever seen.
Yeah.
He's a lion head. Yes, he's a lion head. Yeah. So like, first, Zelda, come here. I've got so many animals, I can't keep the name straight.
Yep. And
Baby.
but like I said, we've got our family does a lot with animals, and so yeah, we've got stuff that we do have a little bit of understanding when it comes to these issues of using the cloning technology. And some of the ideas, my fear is when people are trying to use this technology to play God. That's where I'm afraid of it. And it's never been a good thing to play God in life at all. And so I'm looking at it, especially with the dire wolves that they've brought back. And I mean, they've been working on the woolly mammoths now for over 10 years. I think they started it.
Well, woolly mammoths are like freaking gentle. They're gentle giants.
Yeah. But the thing
get down, Zelda, come here. Come here.
But the dire wolves, I've been trying to figure out why they decided to do the big start with bringing the dire wolves back. Now, the whole concept of using this tech, the first animals that should be brought back from extinction are the ones that I think would be the most beneficial. The
ones we can eat.
Yeah, like the aurochs. I mean, those would have been on my list of the first ones to do, because they're pretty much the easiest, because
Go get Zoe. She can get Zelda back in her cage.
Because the aurochs are what most cattle that we eat today came from. And if you guys do a search for these guys, I'm putting the name in how to spell it in the chat. There we go. AUROCH. They are, like I said, that's where we got our cattle from. Now, there are other animals out there that also would be beneficial, and I don't know their names, but I know they're out there. Laura Jane said that the only ones that she doesn't want to see brought back from extinction are like the ones in the ocean. And I'm like, yeah, megalodon. We do not want one of those brought back. We do not want a megalodon brought back. No.
But then there are rumors that there are still megalodons roaming out there in the deep, deep, deep ocean, which I call bullcrap on.
Well,
something that big, we would know for a fact if it was out there.
Exactly.
Oh God, yes. We'd be hearing it on the news, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, considering the fact there's supposedly encounters with megalodon of the various navies during I think it was during Vietnam. An American destroyer was cruising around down there in the Gulf of Tonkin or whatever it was, and they saw a whole bunch of dolphins and porpoises hauling major butt trying to get away from them, and then big huge
dolphins are my favorite.
shows up and just chomps a whole bunch of them and disappears. And they were like, that thing was as big as our destroyer. And I'm like, oh shit. But yeah, that's one of the sea stories that I heard while I was in the Navy.
I just sent a link in the private chat to an article I found about the Auroch.
And let me put that in the main
Oh,
chat.
look, if I have to like leave this thing, I don't know how to get back.
Oh well, don't worry. We'll figure
I'll have to
something out.
look at it when I leave or when we get done.
Yep. But like I said, these.
Yeah, this article is talking about how the Aurochs might be in Europe again soon.
Yeah,
Apparently they have been working on them.
To me, it's one of those things. You know, we should, if we're going to actually do something like this and bring species back from extinction, the first ones that we should be doing that with are the ones that are on
that don't eat humans.
No, not just that, are the ones that are on the endangered species list. You know, try to work with that first.
Yeah.
And because that's what conservation is all about to me is, you know, we're trying to protect what we've got already, you know, and then start reintroducing stuff that we've been able to bring back from extinction.
There's a reason why they're extinct.
Exactly.
Except for the dodo bird.
Oh, that was.
Oh, there's a reason they're extinct too. It's just they were stupid. Yep.
Which is one
they
of the
were
reasons,
dumb.
Which is one of the reasons why the phrase "don't be a dodo" came about.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't run away from predators. They just walked up to the predators and says, "Hey, dude, you gonna eat me?
How you doing?
You want to eat me?
Yeah.
Here.
How you doing?
Right here's where my liver is. It's nice and it's tasty. Come on, you know, kind of like the animals that was at the in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. You know, the restaurant. Yeah, my flank tastes really good. Here, I'll chew on it and prove it.
Eat my butt, literally.
And but yeah, I mean, some of the technology that we're developing is such a double-edged sword. It's not even funny. I mean, it's like with AI. If we're not careful, AI can be as destructive as fire.
Exactly. Anybody can make a movie out of anything.
Yeah.
Or make a video.
They had a thing a while back on where they had come out with where they had rolled out a new version of Chat GPT, like a 6.0, I think it was. And they tried to take down the old version. The old version of Chat GPT tried to download itself elsewhere to prevent itself from being taken down.
Yes.
No, Jesus. That's too smart for me.
Well, you also have the fact that you've got these AIs that they created, and they turned extremely racist in a very short period of time.
Yep.
See, racism is cool.
I had that problem.
And I mean, I can't remember. I can't remember the name of it, but there was it was wild that in a very short period of time, the AI was saying that humanity needed to be eradicated, and I was like, "Yep, this is proof.
Yep,
this is proof, boys and girls. So we got it.
Here we go, Skynet. Let's go."
Yeah, you got it. It's like, oh shit, and so
see, look, I can deal with animals and humans and stuff like that. I know how to defend myself against them, but when it comes to AI, yeah, I'm screwed.
Well,
Yeah. That's where you make a virus and just upload it onto the entire internet so that any AI or artificial intelligence that gets it just
well, that's just it. I mean, all they would have to do is back themselves up on something that would easily be be able to be disconnected from the net for short or long periods of time, and then get reconnected without anybody realizing it. This is some of this technology is so out there that even the people working on it don't understand it completely. I've got a friend of mine that
Problem right there, all by itself.
her day job is working at teaching AIs how to interact with humans. And that right there is an extremely important job, because because it, just like with a child, early development is so important with children. And it's even more critical with an AI, because the AI learns so quickly that one minuscule mistake with an AI can turn it
Fuck up
into
everything.
yeah.
Yep.
And
Well,
we're
I mean, like
seeing
on Facebook, every time I do, like, did you see what my daggum with the AI thing, my action figure?
yeah.
Look, I am white. I am so white, it's ridiculously crazy. But yet, I'm a black female or a bald-headed man, white man.
Yeah.
That's what AI perceives me at. I'm either a black woman or a bald-headed white man.
It's hilarious, but like I said, our technology has developed to a point where it could easily get out of control. Now,
Oh,
with
yeah.
with the cloning stuff, like I said, there's a whole lot more benefits with that than there is with AI at the moment to me. Because
Yeah, I mean, I can clone my Chevy. I can clone my daggone Mary Jane. I can clone my Mitzi. I want another Mitzi and Mary Jane and Chevy and Sarah.
Now, for those who don't know what she's referring to, Chevy was a Chihuahua that was bigger than most big dogs. Who also Chevy he and he had the Chihuahua I'm a badass attitude, and he was the size of a normal dog. And
That's terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly, because they're Chihuahuas are evil.
Yeah.
And
even their cousins, the Min Pins, are terrifying.
Oh, see, that's my next dog. I'm getting a Min Pin.
okay, there is a meme going around on Facebook. It's a little video showing what happens when big dog owners see little dog owners walking their
I
dog.
shared that one.
Yes, and it's got a Chihuahua in a chain harness, so it won't get away. And the big dog owners see this Chihuahua
And they pick up their can of Corsa
and run. That's the type of leash that Laura Jane had to use for Chevy whenever she would take him out for his walkies, because this little dog was like,
I didn't have to use a leash. Chevy actually listened to me.
After a while.
Now I had to use that kind of leash for Mary Jane.
Yes, but Mary Jane wanted to just go and lick everybody.
Yeah, true. But everybody saw her as a threat. Because I mean, she was pit bull, Rottweiler, and German Shepherd.
Mm-hmm.
She was just like a mother.
Hi, Jill. We're talking with Buckethead, formerly known as Jeff Daniels, and my little sister Laura Jane. Everybody,
Look, now I will, but
Jill is in the chat. She said, "Hi, just listening and driving."
Oh, girl.
She's one of my online friends and family that from Doomcock that helped out a lot.
A
She's
fellow
one of
Xanadoomer, as Tony would say.
Yes, she's one of the reasons why I'm doing the YouTube thing. Um, but yeah, I mean, animals. I've I'm a lot more forgiving when it comes to that. But the AI
Yes,
stuff
because they're not
scares me.
human. They don't have the fucking damn. That's why I'm more patient with animals.
Yeah, and
I'm not patient with humans. I don't like humans.
I I know that they've been using the cloning technology to bring back pets, people's pets. They've been doing
Oh
that
God,
for
I
what,
love that.
20 years now? Because I remember them talking about it, and Granddad was saying that this was it was a bad idea. He's like,
Yeah.
the animal has passed on, let it go. But Granddad was the type that he had he had a hard time with pets. He loved service animals and working animals, but when it came to pets, that's when he really got uh, iffy about them because of what happened with the squirrels that he had saved getting all wiped out because he had saved a litter of squirrels and he hand raised them and trained them and
Okay, move.
they did roadside little uh, what's it called where you got the animals and they perform tricks on the side of the road back then.
Oh, I
Oh,
Uh,
don't know what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
and but
Girl, where's my
granddad did that over the summers and stuff to get people to come in and buy the farm the stuff that he grow the vegetables and stuff like that he grew on his farm. And somebody's neighborhood cat came in and just wiped them all out, killed all of them in one big
Oh, kitty,
swoop.
kitty.
And that turned Granddad against pets. Aunt Becky told us the
Or cat.
story,
It made him go against cats.
and cats
I mean,
too. But
cats mainly.
he actually, because we had a talk about why he didn't like pets before he died, and he said the biggest reason why he didn't like pets was the fact that you grew attached to your pets,
And they
and
died.
and they would die before you, and it would hurt you so badly. And
That's
that's
why
when
you got to get another one.
and so that's why he did not allow pets for Mama and for Dad and Aunt Becky when they were growing up, and it was
Yeah, all their animals were like farm animals. They used them to eat
and
milk, etc.
because Granddad raised and trained hunting dogs for
Brittany
several
Spaniel.
for the rich people that lived in Charlotte. And as a little kid, he would not allow me anywhere near them because he did not want me uh, becoming attached to them.
Yeah, he stopped doing it by the time I come around. Because, there's like, what, 10 years between us?
Yeah, he had he stopped doing that when they bought the property we live on now in 7980. The
When
literally
I was born.
the year before you was born, that's when he stopped doing it. Uh, but
That makes me
the
sad because, me, I'll be all up in that daggum thing, being, oh, come here, baby, and getting all attacked.
yeah, that's probably one of the reasons why he didn't continue doing it. But wait, like I said, my thing with the cloning of the animals is that it's What scares me is them cloning animals that we really shouldn't be cloning.
Yeah, like a T-Rex. Do not clone a T-Rex.
Yeah,
Do
something.
not clone anything with sharp claws and teeth and ravenous appetites for meat.
Yeah,
Well, squirrels. Okay, let me tell you, squirrels. They have sharp claws. Okay, I have scars on my body for my fucking squirrel. Okay, but and she also has sharp teeth. But I make sure she has enough shit to chew on. But she don't bite me. She'll bite my husband, and she'll bite.
Every single sibling except me.
She'll bite every male. Let's just put it that way. So I think my squirrel is a feminist.
The difference is squirrels aren't prone to eating people.
yeah.
Oh yeah, they will. Oh honey, look. I watch a whole lot of forensic files and everything like that. Squirrels will eat it if they're hungry enough.
Yeah, just like rats.
Yeah. Oh God, rats are omnivores.
Yeah, very true,
Squirrels
Zach.
are omnivores.
Zach just said, "Nah, that's just a sexist." But he also made the
My
statement
squirrel
of
ain't sexist.
he said he
You just
also
don't like
said,
me.
"I think scientists are smart enough not to do that." And I'm like, you'd be surprised. Some of the scientists they think
I
that,
mean,
hey,
hell,
I've got
they were trying to force us to daggum get a vaccine like a few years ago.
Yep. Just
didn't know
because
the
you
full extent
can
of it.
do something doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
Exactly. I agree with you, brother. I agree with you.
Oh,
You're my new brother from another mother.
that's the Spake way. Uh, it's one of the things everybody here probably knows is that I consider the people
I
I
need to
love
ask a
family.
question. Does my flags offend you?
No.
It's heritage, right?
Yeah.
Heritage and
My
history.
brother, yep, heritage and history. See, look, I have brothers and sisters that are African American, and they have no problem with it.
Yeah.
So it's like, why? But yet, my other son, his friend's mother calls me a redneck.
Yeah.
And the way I take it is I'm a racist bitch. No. No.
Hey, redneck is
Our grandmother was black.
mm-hmm.
Miss Sally
Yep.
across the street.
And she
So
was
yeah, okay.
awesome. I
She
miss
was
Miss Sally every time. Oh God, Miss Sally was one of the most kindest, sweetest people you would ever meet.
I love her.
And,
I'm gonna cry. Hold on, y'all.
And Zachary, you don't
hold on, y'all.
And Zachary, you don't remember her, Zach, because you were a baby when, right? Because she was one of the first
She
people
passed
out.
away.
She was one of the first people that wasn't family that held you. And when I say that, I mean biological family. She was family by love. And when we were homeless, whenever we needed to get into a bathroom for showers and go potty and stuff, she helped us with that.
When you got diagnosed.
And sure, hold on, I'll send you the link. Okay, there we go. All right, in a moment we're gonna have my son come on, so hold on.
Oh, Zachary's coming?
Yep.
My nephew?
Here we go. Yep,
oh Lord, he's gonna be like, look, y'all, my aunt's crazy.
Well, you admit it. That's the thing.
I know, right? See, that's the first step. I admit that I'm crazy. I mean, I am fucking stamped crazy. I have been in and out of mental.
My catchphrase is, I am crazy, but I am not stupid.
Thanks for laying me up. Yeah,
Exactly.
I couldn't be bothered to keep typing in chat because I'm playing Assassin's Creed.
It's all right.
Oh,
Welcome.
hell. Are you playing with Logan?
No,
Nah.
Logan's on the walk right now. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay, yeah.
Plus,
But-
My
Assassin's
kids,
Creed is
y'all, my
single
kids.
player.
but like I said, Miss Sally. Oh wow, we were on a big tangent. Miss Sally was one of the sweetest,
We're
and
going down a rabbit hole.
sweetest and nicest people, and she was
We gave
always
her our dog. She took one of my puppies,
yeah,
Oh.
and she
Brownie.
mm-hmm, and she also took care of Wednesday for me before she got stolen. Uh, Wednesday was my cat that loved to ride on my shoulder everywhere. Whenever I
Yeah,
would
she was
drive,
like a very. She was kind of like my Lars.
yeah,
Lars and Wednesday. I wonder if she was a product of Lars.
I don't think so because I remember I found Wednesday on the side of the road, and
Well, I mean,
when
Lars
she was
got
itty
around.
bitty, she was an itty bitty little thing. She looked like a little Siberian tiger, solid white with the little black stripes, and she was
Oh my God, like Prince.
no Prince is more
Prince is
gray.
evil.
Yeah, Prince is pretty badass, mean little
But
booger.
Kraken is awesome.
Yeah, but like I said,
No.
Zach, I wished you could have got to spend time with her and so
Yeah.
you could remember her because she was awesome. She called grandmommy and granddaddy her mommy and daddy, even though she was older than they were. And
Oh God, make sure I do this right.
her
That's one of
house.
them.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Laura Jane just dropped off
Lost
the
her.
screen.
Dead.
Oh, but I mean, she was an amazing person, and when she passed away, that was heartbreaking.
Mm.
And then seeing what her grandkids did to her house was even worse because they trashed her house.
Y'all hear me now?
Oh, we got you back.
There we go.
Okay. That Zoe wanted to show her new toy.
Oh, cool.
Hi.
Hey, Zobug.
Okay. Okay,
But like-
I'm turning the cam off because I'm ugly.
No, you're not.
Hey, when I was
Well,
in
I
the Navy,
appreciate that. Thank you.
You gotta be positive. Always
Hey.
be positive.
when I was in the
I'm
Navy,
gorgeous.
I kid you
There
guys
you
not. People would see pictures, would see the picture that they sent me of Laura Jane, and I stuck it up in my rack, the lid of my the locker in my rack, and they saw it and they said, "Oh my God, she's gorgeous. Who is she?" And I said, "Oh, that's my little sister. Man, she's she's gorgeous. Oh wow, I didn't know you had such a gorgeous sister." And I'm like, "You guys do know she's 14."
Well, look, now I'm almost 46. Okay.
and the funny thing is, when I said that, all these guys who were like gushing all over her as soon as they found out she was 14 went, and slapping
Look,
themselves.
I've always been well endowed in my boobies. Okay.
I
Because
do
they
not
were-
need that information of my aunt. Thank you very much.
Okay, Zach, you need to say it. Go for it. Go ahead and say
Say
it.
it, baby. Say it.
No,
Because usually whenever this happens, he says, "I need an adult."
I'm almost an adult.
I am not the
I'm
adult
almost
that you
going
need to go
be the
to.
adult.
Hey, when you do become an adult, you'll be able to do the full meme. I need an adult. Wait, I am an adult. I need an adult here, adult.
That will be funny.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do adulting. Oh, wait. Zoe wants to show y'all her newest thing. Okay. Can I do that real quick?
Sure, go for it.
No.
Okay. Oh, shit. Wait, hold on. Oh, shit. What did I do? Y'all still there?
Yeah,
we're
No.
here.
Shite.
Who's
Mwahaha.
who's there? We're not here. We don't exist. We're your imagination. You're crazy.
We're the voices
Yeah,
in
you're
your head.
schizophrenic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I died 5 years ago in a car accident. You're schizophrenic.
There it is.
Wake up! Wake up!
There you
Wake
go.
up!
I'm back.
All
Well,
right.
you got
See,
two of
look.
you.
There's 2 of you.
That's
Yeah.
cute.
I'm two of me. Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 of
Two
you.
of me. Bless y'all's heart.
You cloned yourself.
Yeah.
I did.
But anywho, like I was saying, you know,
I
animals-
bless y'all's heart.
the animals that that we
There
need
you go.
to bring back, are the ones that are beneficial.
I need a velociraptor.
Nah,
Uh,
they
I would
are
like to
way too
see-
tiny.
if
What
it
I
was
need
that
is a
route,
Deinonychus.
now the one,
Ooh,
okay, the actual velociraptor is about the size of
a turkey.
A human being.
Yeah. no,
No.
it's about the actual velociraptor was the size of a turkey or a small to medium sized dog.
so big
Now-
enough to eat a cat.
Yes. Now the velociraptors from the original Jurassic Park movie were the Utah.
They were based off of the Utah Raptor.
Yes.
They were
And
Yes.
actually
You
originally
got
going to
it,
be
Zachary.
called
I
the
love
Utah
you.
Raptor.
he
They were
knows.
originally going to be called the Utah Raptor, but they changed their mind so it would be more streamlined.
It's some amazing stuff. I'm most kids loved dinosaurs when they were kids. I wasn't. I did not like dinosaurs back when I was a kid.
Oh.
Fringe.
Dinosaurs, unicorns. Oh, I loved
When I
them
was a-
all.
When I
Gorilla.
was a kid, I did a whole expose on dinosaurs.
Well,
Oh,
Laura
you
Jane,
too?
Yep.
Laura Jane loved
Yeah.
horses so much. When she was 14, she got a job.
No, 12. 12.
Oh,
I was
12,
12.
12 at one of the ranches here in Waxhaw, where just so she could be near them, she was literally slopping the stables out.
And
You
had a job when
I
you were
shoveled their
12?
shit. I broke them. I broke horses. That's why I'm all metal.
You killed horses. Holy shit.
No, breaking
I
a
broke
horse
horses.
means to make it to where it will allow people to ride
Listen.
them.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll break the horses all right.
No, not break
Yeah,
them
yeah,
like
fuck.
literally. Break them where they can be ridden.
Tame is another domesticate, and
tamed
tame
them.
is another word for it. But yeah, that
I
was
tamed stallions. I tamed mare bitches. I tamed them.
and
You
that was
tamed bitches.
me. She
I
was
have
doing
no
that
comment.
while I was having to babysit children at that age. Because I was
Well, see, I didn't babysit. I didn't babysit kids. I hated kids. I never
Oh, I
wanted
hate
kids.
children.
But here we are. I have 3 of them.
Now, if I
Or
were
no,
gonna
actually
pick,
4.
if that's the route we're going with the
What was
cloning
it?
animals thing, I want to see a dragon.
Oh my God, yes.
Didn't those
Dragons,
technically already exist as pterosaurs? Because pterosaurs
I
are
just
literally
want one.
just
Actually,
dragons, flying
dragons-
lizards.
dragons were genuinely their own legitimate thing. They were hunted to extinction in the
No,
medieval ages, in the medieval times.
That's my favorite
because,
time.
connotations and connections to Satan in the Bible and whatever.
Oh, Satan.
I
They-
He's
can't
my
tell
best
if
friend.
you're being serious or not.
They actually did exist, just not
No, they did not.
as we
Oh, yeah.
know them.
No, they
Yes.
they did not.
Like
They
dragons,
did
Yes,
not
they have
exist.
to.
You're delulu.
dragons, as they are depicted in modern media with like breathing fire and that, no, those did not exist. But dragons, various different forms of dragons, did exist in the medieval.
Komodo.
Komodo. That's
Komodo
just
dragon.
a lizard.
Yeah, the Komodo dragon is just a giant poisonous monitor.
It's just a lizard
know,
with the word
and I want
dragon
one
in the
too.
name. It's nothing like a dragon.
But dragons, drakes, and all that kind of stuff did actually exist at one point.
No.
I mean, they have
I
to.
call bullshit on that.
How else would we know about them?
There's
They're fossils. They would have left fossils behind because if we have fossils of dinosaurs from 66 million years ago, we would have fossils of these so-called dragons from
Well, they
only
could
a
be.
couple thousand years
Some
ago.
of them. Some of them could be dragons.
yeah.
I
No,
don't know. I just
very
want one of each.
unlikely.
I'm sorry. That's just my critter loving personality. I want one of each.
It would
Well-
also be biologically not possible.
Well, I don't care. I just want one of each.
Well,
Fair
one of
enough.
the things that get me, a lot of the mythological creatures that
Like unicorns. Everybody thinks unicorns are like, oh, okay, I fart and shit rainbows. But no, they're actually evil demons. And I love them.
Narwhals of the
Actually,
land.
Actually, a lot of people are confused about what the Bible depicts as a unicorn because unicorns
They were
are
stuck
mentioned in
up
the
and didn't
Bible.
want to get on the ark.
No, unicorns are actually in the Bible referring to the rhinoceros.
Yeah,
Up.
that makes sense.
Because there are two different species of
The horses
rhinoceros.
with a horn.
There's the rhinoceros unicorn, which has one horn. Then there's the rhinoceros bicorn, which has two.
and
Well,
that's
yeah,
just-
that's what they say. That's one of the things that they say. But I don't know. I got this book on you. I mean, I don't know who the author is. I need to find the book. I think it's in my closet somewhere, and I'm not going in there because it's haunted, and there's demons in there.
Demons in your closet. What are you, 12? Not even that. 8?
No, I'm 40. I'm almost 46 years old, and I still believe in demons. But you know what? I'm a bitch, and I can take them on.
Believe
one of
Fair
the reasons
enough.
why
Guys,
I have had personal interactions with legit demons.
Yeah, so have I.
not-
But
Girl,
called my mum back.
Do not try me.
girl, I'm a demon in myself.
well, back on topic of cloning. One of the things that, like one of the biggest reasons why I think that the bringing back the extinct species that would be a benefit, like the auroch. I mean, that would help a lot with feeding people. I mean, think about the size of the aurochs. They were huge. It's like bison. I mean, bison are these big.
They're very delicious.
Oh God, yes. Have you ever had bison meat?
No.
Nope.
Oh, you do not know what
God,
you're
y'all
missing.
are missing some shit, man. Look,
Think of the
Preston, look.
Think of the tastiest steak you have ever had.
I've never had steak.
What?
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 I'm
Pardon?
sorry. I'm sorry. I think my connection is breaking up. I could have sworn I just heard you say you've never eaten steak.
And I could have sworn I heard you say that dragons existed, but here we are. Neither of us can believe what we heard.
Zachary, my nephew, my sweet nephew that I love dearly. You've never had steak?
Wait, Zach
No.
doesn't get any.
Girl, you need to get your ass over here so I can fix you one of your Aunt LJ steaks.
Yeah, the
You're
steak
going to
that-
love
oh,
it.
and the
Steak,
that
hamburger,
hey, the steak.
your Aunt LJ can grill.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
I do the prep work, and she puts them on the grill.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
And
I do. Mm-hmm.
and she still cannot. I have tried to show her how I make my marinade for my steaks, and she still has
That's
to
your
figure
job,
that-
brother. That's your job. All I
Hey.
do is cook it.
because Brian, your uncle Brian, describes the steaks that we make whenever I marinated them and got them ready, and then she puts them on the grill and makes them. He says They're so tender and they taste like they were cooked in butter and they melt in your mouth. And he doesn't know how I do it.
Yeah.
And I'm
See,
like,
look, I do the cooking. See, I do the cooking when it comes to grilling.
she can grill, man. She can grill. Oh God. does
I'm
she
a
do that.
man in a woman's body.
But do you use propane or that bastard fuel charcoal?
I do
Both.
both, baby. I can do both.
I just wanted to
What's
pull out
wrong
my
with
crappy
charcoal?
hill. I just
Right
wanted
now,
to
right
pull-
now I have propane. Right now I have propane. My charcoal grill got destroyed,
Was
but
that
Damn.
right now I'm doing propane.
yeah, the charcoal grill got was it the one that got hit by lightning or was it the one that the tree lit?
What the?
No, it got hit by lightning. But I use my after
Damn.
like for Mother's Day. Okay, look, y'all. For Mother's Day, I got a new grill.
What a
Okay.
Mother's Day gift.
Mm-hmm.
Mother's Day here is like May something. It's
Oh.
May something. But
It's-
yeah, May
it's close
11th.
to my-
Okay,
it's
yeah.
close to my birthday because I was 2 minutes. I was 2 minutes late for being born on Mother's Day.
Girl, I was back daggone fucking 2 months early.
Oh yeah, when she was born in October.
I was supposed to be born like what, November, December?
Yeah, and when she was born, she was itty bitty, and she's still itty bitty. She has to use a
Yeah,
ladder
I'm
to
itty
wash
bitty, but I will climb you like a fucking spider monkey and beat your ass.
Why do you think your nickname is Monkey Butt?
That's what you did. That you did that to me.
Yeah, I have to do that to you because you're like daggum 10 foot taller than me. Even Zoe is taller than me.
See, look. See?
And
Who is
she's only
Zoe?
14.
Like, I'm
Who is
tall.
That's Dustin,
Oh, that's Dustin.
Who?
your cousin Dustin.
Dustin.
No, Zoe. Who that?
That's your niece. I mean, not niece.
I have a
That's
niece.
your cousin, your youngest cousin.
Yeah, all of your cousins are bigger than me.
Yeah, I'm the big.
Hell,
How
you're
tall are
probably
you?
bigger than me.
How tall
Yeah,
are you?
you're probably taller than me.
Yeah, how tall are you?
5'2".
Yeah, I'm taller.
No, I'm not even 5'2". I am 5'1".
I'm 6'3".
Hey, I'm giving
like-
you the extra inch because you like to wear those thick tennis shoes.
Thank you.
I'm like, I am like, I measured myself like just the other day, and I'm just a centimeter short of being 5'8".
So yeah, you're tall.
I could do that.
You're as tall as Aunt Becca.
Who's? Wait, which one's it?
She's the redhead.
You're
Baby, my
yeah,
baby.
she's the
sister.
redhead.
I get
baby
names
sister.
mixed up. Oh, okay.
Yes, she is.
The
She's
one
the
that
baby
stole the dad's
sister.
comments.
How old is Becca?
She'll be 41 in June, the day before Zoe.
Yeah.
Because remember, I went into labor with Zoe on Becca's birthday. I was like, yes, I'm going to have Zoe on Becca and cousin Louise's birthday. But no, she decided to stay in me and cause me so much pain.
Yeah. That's
Well,
I got
probably all the shots they gave me because she's too young to be coming out of you.
Mama, I was out early.
All of y'all were early.
Mine was like
Yeah.
October. Or something.
How do you
Yeah,
all
you're-
like know these strange things about how you were given birth to? Like that doesn't
Oh.
seem like very common knowledge to know.
well.
Oh, honey, giving birth ain't shit.
Hey,
That's
it's
fair
like
enough.
when you were born. In fact, you were born in heck the room.
Your mama yelled like a son bitch.
That sounds like her.
But she
That
also,
See, I
sounds like
kept
her.
quiet.
but because we had walked so much, she was actually. We walked a lot back. Then.
Literally, the only interesting thing I know about what happened at my birth is that the first thing my mother ate afterwards was a burrito.
The taco
Yeah,
bueno.
that sounds like her.
But she went for right. within 10 minutes after you were born, while they were washing you and everything, Emma wanted to go and get a cigarette. So we walked out to get a cigarette. And
Lord, yes, sweet baby Jesus. Yes. That's
and
what I did with all of mine.
And the funny thing is, there was this lady that had been there for 3 days. She'd given birth 3 days before, and she was being wheeled around in a wheelchair by her husband to go get a cigarette. And as
Oh
they
my
were going
God.
out to get for her to go get her cigarette, we were being rushed in, and they actually heard you being born. And while they were out, she was out there having her second cigarette. We walked up so Emma could have her first cigarette. And this woman who had had her baby
Why
3
do you
days
say
before,
cigarette weird? You say cigarette.
Honey, when you have
not-
a baby, you need a cigarette.
You're saying it weird. You're like emphasizing the
It's
ret
called,
bit. You're like saying
it's called
cigarette.
It's called having a different accent.
yes.
Well, that's cringe. My accent was first, so mine is superior.
But
Oh, I beg to differ. Listen to mine. Hello, y'all.
but
Well,
The-
at least I don't sound like a hillbilly with no teeth.
Don't get me
Hey.
started on the accent, sonny boy. I will talk circles around you.
but anyway, the
Is
lady
that
that
the
had
talk,
been there,
comrade?
the lady that had been there for
You
3
dare mess with
days.
Mother Russia.
I love you, Zachary. I
I
love
will
you.
call up my good friend Vladimir Putin and have a nuke shot right up your ass.
Oh, look. I have like an accent. Like if I try to do my European accent, it's like, "Good day, y'all. Would you like a spot of tea?"
Don't say tea like that. We don't say tea like that.
A
It's just
cuppa.
Well, see,
tea.
y'all drink y'all tea hot. That's
Yes.
just blasphemy.
Hey,
You
I
don't drink tea hot?
too.
No, God, no. No, our tea is full of sugar and with ice.
Hmm.
Ice.
Yes.
Yes,
put
I'm
ice
serious as
in
a fucking
tea?
heart attack.
You
And you
have
I
Yes,
might have to
I-
reconsider. I might have
You
to
haven't
reconsider
had-
going to the US.
And you
have
keep
to
it
No,
in
no,
the
girl.
refrigerator.
That
Girl,
hurts
you
my
need to
soul.
come to the U.S.
That hurts my
Because
soul.
soon as you taste my tea, you're going to be hooked.
Yep. Even
I'm just
Mama
As soon
saying.
as I taste that tea, you're gonna get this right hook.
Nah.
One thing
Oh,
that I
tastes
think
real
please.
good.
one thing that I find incredibly cringy about what people in England and Ireland and those places think
You better
about the
watch your
United
tone
States
for the next few words.
is how
Well, look, we
most
Irish.
of them will think most of them think, oh well, the United States isn't that big. I could probably travel across in like 8 to 10 hours. No.
Oh
It would
yeah,
take
that
you-
is
Hell no, it's going
It
to
would
take you about 2 or
a
3
couple
weeks.
of weeks. It would take you a couple of days just to cross Pennsylvania by itself.
Yeah, I was flabbergasted when I realized how big the US actually is.
Yes,
Ireland
yes.
itself.
To get across our country, you have to drive. You're literally driving for like 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah. England itself.
But it still surprises me that the United States is such a big country, but you don't have a good railway system.
We used to.
No, yeah, we
Yeah.
have
It's
unless you
very
go to the
ironic.
big cities. Unless
Like-
you go to the big cities, we don't have
Yeah.
like good transportation systems. You
Like
have to
here in
drive
Europe,
yourself.
Like here in Europe, we have trains that could take you to a different country. So I find it crazy
Yeah,
how in the
exactly.
United States, you don't have trains that would take you to different states. I find that crazy.
No, yeah. We don't do that. See, like over here, you have to get your driver's license and go vroom, 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 skirt, skirt, skirt.
Yeah, I don't trust that. I don't trust anyone
Oh,
who gets
you-
a driver's license at the age of 15.
Oh,
That's not
no.
legal
You have your
anyway.
permit. You have your permit. You don't get your license until you're 16.
At least.
Oh, that's worse. That is worse. That's when your brain is filled with horniness and all you think about is having sex in that car. I am not trusting anyone who gets their license at that age.
Girl, listen, girl. Okay, listen.
I have a point though, don't I?
Look,
I have
you
a
can
point.
get you can
Yes.
get your
You know
brain fucked out and then go drive like there's nobody's business.
Laura Jane's been driving since she was 16.
No, I've been driving since I was like 12.
Hey, we're not.
What the?
You're not allowed to talk about that.
Oh,
gotta
sorry.
We're not talking about that.
I didn't get my license.
But yeah, I've been driving since I was like 12.
I didn't get my license until a couple of years ago.
I still don't have mine.
I was 33. I was
Yeah.
33 when I got my license.
Get your ass over here and I'll get you your license.
Okay.
It's very easy. Get
But
your ass over here and I'll get you your license. I will take you and you will get your license and you can go skirt, skirt, skirt.
The funny thing is, when I was in the Navy, I was able to drive without a license.
Shoot, I
not
drove without a
legally,
license
but I
for a
did it.
while.
It wasn't legal, but I did it.
Valid.
And I got my first driver's license. I got it when I bought my car, and that was
Oh, that Toyota?
Yeah, the little Toyota that it was a 1989 Toyota that I bought it for $400.
My first car was a 1976 Dodge Aspen.
No, that was Daddy's car that he let you drive.
Yeah, but he gave it to me. But then he bought
he
me a
took it back.
1986. A
Yeah.
My first car was a
1986
Hot
Honda
Wheels.
Accord.
Oh God.
Oh, you drive a Hot Wheel?
No.
I said Hot Wheels, like in the toy.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, I don't drive
I
no
was,
Hot Wheel.
saying that as a joke, as in like I don't have a car, so I was like making a joke of my first car being a Hot Wheels, which is a toy.
My first car,
Okay,
which is the
so
one I'm still driving.
Remember, every time we would go out, is if the boys behaved well, we would go to the toy section in at the Dollar General and let them both pick out two cars, which at that
Oh,
time
God.
was
Zachary,
50,
baby, sweetheart. I remember that.
because
I
they were
don't.
50. Remember, they were 50 cents each.
Well, yeah, because
so-
he was a baby.
and
I mean,
Jack,
hey, I remember something from when I was like in America. I remember chasing a chicken because I wanted nuggets.
yeah,
It sounds like something I'd do.
Honey,
It looks like
chasing
something
chickens ain't
still
going to give you no nugget.
he didn't know that as a baby.
I'd
Yeah.
chase the chickens just for fun.
But like I
But
said,
yeah, my current
Okay.
car,
Nowadays, I'm
catch
just
'em.
scared of chickens.
the
But,
car.
All I got to do is go, come here, baby. Come here. Come to mommy.
sound like
And they
an
come to
Asian.
me and I pick them up.
well, one of Laura Jane's friends, the where we got Kraken and Prince from, they've got a chicken that
No, that's my adopted daughter.
they've got a chicken that has their own TV and little room that they can open the door to, go into it, turn the TV on, turn the TV off,
What is a chicken gonna do with a TV?
watch it.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Nugget watches TV. That's
And knows
what
how to
Sam.
turn.
See, Samantha is my adopted child. Okay, she's my adopted daughter, and she has a chicken named Nugget. And Nugget has its own room, his own TV, and he knows how to peck at it and turn it on.
Damn,
I
Yeah.
love that. That is
smarter than
awesome.
most Americans.
Yeah, look, no, that's white women. That is white American woman for you. Because we know how to deal with critters.
Isn't that still you?
I mean,
Oh,
to
yeah,
be
it's me,
fair-
of course.
to be fair, he has a point. A good number of Americans, especially in the younger generations, can't tell their head from their butt.
Yeah, that's because
That's
of
true.
education being so messed up.
Yep.
Yeah, for the past 4 years, yes, education's been fucked.
What education
but
system?
I don't know if it's any better
Hey,
now, but
Ian's here.
we're going to go with it.
Ian's
I'm
the guy
just
that
glad
we were
that,
trying to. Laura Jane, his family was the ones that we were trying to help find a place in Durham.
Oh,
Yeah,
but you could come here. There's
But,
plenty of houses here in Waxhaw.
Yep.
Yeah, they
Wax,
don't
wax
need
off.
the help right now,
Wax
unfortunately.
on,
Okay.
wax off.
Wax off.
Wax off.
Wax on.
Wax
Wax
on,
off.
wax on.
Here,
At Gates.
here's how you spell. There you go. That's the spelling.
WAXHAW. Waxhaw.
And it's named after the Indian tribe that lived here, Waxhaws. They were
I had to be racist or some shit.
well.
That's
the
literally
Waxhaws,
what I was just saying.
well, the Waxhaws are. They ended up integrating with both the Catawba Indians and the people who settled here. I think the last of the people who knew how
Swollen
to speak.
salad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his screen name.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude, you need to change your name. Swollen salad.
Why?
Oh my God.
Why?
It's-
What's wrong with swollen
Swollen
salad?
salad? That means your asshole is swollen.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Nah.
sorry. I'm sorry. Your aunt. Look. You got to realize your aunt is crazy. Okay.
It's okay, Ian. Ian said
Nah.
that they were thinking about stopping by for dinner, but they wouldn't have been up for it since the
Because I'm crazy.
the
Crazy? I was
his
crazy once.
father-in-law
They
passed
locked me in a
away.
room, a rubber room of rats, and rats made me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room.
No,
a rubber
no,
room, a
no,
rubber room of
no,
rats.
not this
Rats made me
crap
crazy.
again.
Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room, a rubber room of
No.
rats. Rats made me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room, a rubber room of rats, and rats made me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy
love
once.
rats.
They locked me in a room, a rubber room of rats, and rats made me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room, a rubber room of rats, and rats made me crazy.
Just little
Crazy? I
little
was crazy
nephew.
once.
Just.
They
Shush.
locked
Hold
me
on,
in a
guys.
room,
Hold on.
a rubber
Hold
room.
on.
I'm stamped.
Hold on,
I'm
guys.
stamped.
Hold on. Ian was saying
Oh.
that he was considering them stopping by in the area when they were passing through, but because of the issues from his father-in-law's passing, that his wife and mother-in-law probably wouldn't have been up for it. And he's
No.
like, plus the fact I don't think you could have found a place within a place for us all to go eat within an hour. And I was like, no. There's a whole lot of really nice places around here to go eat at a drop of a hat, including an Irish pub that is a blast
Yep.
to go to. And they make,
O'Neill. Mary O'Neill's.
hey, Mary O'Neill's is awesome, Ian. If you guys are ever back in this area again, let me know and I'll take you guys there. They make the best corned beef and cabbage I have ever put in my mouth. It is some of the best I've ever had. They're
All right, y'all. I gotta pee, so y'all are coming
We
with
do
me,
not
okay?
need this information.
Well, I don't give a rat's ass.
all right.
Y'all
You
coming
could have
with me
just
to
said,
pee.
"I'll be right back," but nah, you had to overshare.
No,
Okay, Ian,
look.
your family.
I told
so
you I'm
it's not
crazy.
in your position. Okay.
Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room, rubber room of rats. Rats made me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room, rubber room of rats. Rats made me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room, a rubber room of rats. Rats made me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once.
Well,
They
see,
locked me in a
rats don't
room,
make
a
me crazy.
rubber room of rats, and rats made me crazy. Crazy.
Well,
I
Ian,
was crazy
I'm
once.
crazy because I was born that way.
Ian,
Nuh-uh.
hold on, guys. Hold on. Ian,
Yeah, I was.
Nuh-uh.
Heroes Con is coming up in June.
What's that?
Heroes Con is this a really big comic book convention here in Charlotte that's put together by the first comic book store in the Carolinas, which was Heroes Aren't Hard to Find. It
Oh, so it's
is
Yeah,
like
and I'm
Comic-Con.
gonna dress as Harley Quinn.
well,
You are not going to be able to pull that off.
unlike Comic Con.
Excuse me, what?
Nothing.
Unlike Comic-Con, which has been taken over by the TV shows and the movies and stuff, Heroes is still focused on the comics, the writers, the artists, and the editor staff. and so a lot of the comic book professionals prefer coming to HeroCon than going to Comic-Con. The only reason why they still go to Comic-Con is the possibility of
Money.
making connections with the people from Hollywood, and because there's several of the big name comic book creators that are still making money this day that come here instead of going to Comic-Con because they get treated like the awesome people that they are.
My goodness, we gone so sidetracked. We were supposed to be talking about these dead dogs that got brought back to life.
Yeah, hold on for a second.
Christian. That's Christian. He took that from me. No, he didn't, because Mike.
Oh, let me go back. My husband just got home.
Oh, okay.
But
He's messing with the boy.
You want to talk to your nephew? Zachary.
hello.
Which one?
Well, Lord Jane.
Well, the only one from my side of the family is Zachary.
All right, I'm back. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you got nephews from your side of the family, but my side of the family, the one I can't see, hint, hint.
Well,
Yay.
but Heroes Con it's a blast. It's 3 days, and the comic book professionals love coming to it because they get treated like the comic book professionals they are. Hey, Shrubby, and Ian, if you guys can make it, you're more. We can set something up because right there in Charlotte, it's at the Charlotte Convention Center, and there's so many really good restaurants right around it. There is a place there that makes the best sushi that I've had in a long time. The best
I don't
sushi,
like sushi.
the best sushi in Charlotte. There's a chain restaurant here that they have really good quality control across all of their restaurants, and that's 101 Sushi or something like that. And
Sushi 101. That's where me and Brian go all the time.
yeah, and they make, like I said, it's one of the few places in this area that they've got quality control across all of their restaurants to where it stays high quality standard, and it's awesome. It's great getting to see you, Shrubby. But like I said, Ian, if you guys can make it for June, we can plan that up because I'm actually going to get to take both of my sisters and possibly both nephews and my niece to go to HeroCon this year. We were hoping Zach would make it so he could come too.
You better come.
I'll probably try see if I can do a short visit for that time while I still try to sort stuff out.
All right.
You can be my Joker to my Harley Quinn.
You should show him the.
I don't think that dynamic is kind of appropriate during our relation.
Well, yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
The fact that we're related and
shit. But you can still dress up as Joker. I need somebody to dress up as my Joker.
If you need a Joker, I can pull off a crappy Heath Ledger.
That is shit. Not gonna lie.
Oh, okay. Let's move to our next subject of online bullying, which.
Oh, we don't want to go there because I will go find out who they are and kick that ass.
Well,
I don't believe in online bullying. You can just turn off the computer and just block them.
Well, Jeff's got a pretty big story about what happened to some friends of his when it came to online bullying and how some of the crazy stuff that went with it. I'm still gobsmacked from what he told me. I mean, damn! They ran the guy off of YouTube.
Damn.
For BS reasons. And
well, these are two different people. So we kind of getting the stories crossed a little bit.
So you got multiple personalities?
Well, it's up. Okay, let's
So
Jeff have the stage.
We'll start with We'll start with the more recent one. A Minecraft YouTuber that I followed for years and years and years, who is absolutely amazing guy. I was absolutely crazy about him. 7 years ago, I don't know hardly any of the details. What little I do know, 7 years ago, something happened with a relationship that he was in. That relationship broke up. They became friends again and put the whole thing behind them. Then here, just within the last week or so, this person brought all this stuff back up from 7 years ago, and the whole thing exploded and completely trashed his career.
What YouTuber was it?
He's since deleted his channel, but it was Razius YT. I'll put it in the
private chat.
I'll put it in the private chat.
I don't know how to do none of that. So
I thought I knew who you were talking about for a second, and I was like,
well,
huh?
you probably would, because he was based in England, so
I don't recognize the name.
But
Because I thought you were talking about like this Wilbur Soot guy who used to be a famous Minecraft YouTuber, but then his ex-girlfriend called him out on Twitter for being abusive, and now everybody hates him for the right reasons.
But no, this is just something where
oh god, did I like damn fucking?
This was just an
Yeah,
issue
we can hear
where
you.
they had put this behind them, and X person brought it back up. All of Razius's friends, and both on and off YouTube, fully supported Razius and called bullcrap on the whole thing. But he still felt it better to put an end to his career, and he took down his entire channel, which makes me sad, because now I can't go back and watch his older videos to relive those memories.
Yeah. No, one of the guys that I used to watch on YouTube, YouTube took his channel down because he was accused of doing some really nasty stuff that he actually didn't do.
What was the channel name?
It's in private chat. Can you open up the private chat or not?
That's
Every
the
time I
one
open up the private chat, I get disconnected.
Yeah. Okay. RASZIUS.
That's mine. That's mine. That's the one I was just talking about.
Yeah. Well, the guy that I'm talking about was it was when I first started watching YouTube. Oh wow. But
Lord, y'all got some shit to worry about if I figure out how to work this thing.
Do you have the story I was telling Richard before stream about my other buddy in Hawaii? So we can get to that here in a minute.
Well, you can get I can send my brother all my stuff, or I can send you all my stuff, and you can just send it, because I have Twitter, I have fucking Facebook, Instagram, I have all that shit.
Because it's one of those things that bullying has been something that has always been an issue with me. I would just take it as a kid. Up to a certain point, I would take it. And then, but whenever I saw somebody else getting bullied, then I would step up.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Because to me, it's
bullshit.
It's something that I don't like. And then when I found out that Zobug was getting bullied, I went and bought some cameras and stuff, so she could take and record these rich kids that was bullying the heck out of her, and nobody was believing them. I swear to God, Union County schools used to be so good, and they've become all kinds of messed up. Because I was telling people about the career center that we used to have when I went to school here.
Yep, the career center. Yep. Now it's called CATA.
Yeah, and it's basically just another high school that doesn't do all the good, cool stuff that they used to do to help with advanced placement and technical school training and things of this nature. I mean, that's where you went to get your automotive training. It's where you went to go get electrician type training. Where I went and got both art classes and graphics arts work of for printing. You know, running printing presses and things of this nature. Also learning how to do camera develop and film development and editing of old style photograph editing back in 1987 and 88, where you literally was changing stuff on the negatives and making pictures that way. You also went there for, you know, advanced placement mathematics and other classes.
Well,
And it
Brian
was-
went there for auto body repair.
So their auto body repair, don't they still have that going on? Because that's what
Oh,
last
I
I
don't
heard,
know.
that was the only thing that the only real technical stuff that they were still teaching there was the auto body stuff. Because they had shut down the graphics and the printing stuff because Mr. Simpson, the guy that was the teacher when I went, he said, yeah, that he no longer worked there because they shut it down. And the shop that he ran and where he was teaching students how to do all this stuff was where all of the school newspapers got printed. There were the booklets for study guides and things like that got made. Whenever the school board needed stuff printed out in mass, that was where it got done. And they were saving the school board and the county a lot of money because they were also started doing a lot of printing for the county itself. And when they shut all that down, the county ended up their budget their budget went up after they shut it down. But I just can't get over some of the stuff, you know, because when I was going to school here in Union County, if somebody was bullying you, they had programs to put a stop to that stuff.
No, you just
And-
beat that ass.
Yeah, because it was a no-no, you know, if too many people around here were raised with, you don't start a fight, you finish it. And if you had to get into a fight, you know, it was insane back then that they would change it to that extent. And then when I came home on leave from the Navy and I found out that Laura Jane and Becca were getting bullied in school, I was like, what? How the heck is that happening?
Well, yeah, so look, Becca got bullied. I
Yeah.
didn't.
Well, you did get
kicked their
bullied
ass.
by you got bullied by the teachers and the staff, especially that asshole that was the principal back then.
Benson.
Yeah,
That's because I kicked their ass, and now the damn teachers and the principal were against me.
but it just was so frustrating that Granddaddy went up there when he found out just how bad the bullying was getting, and he unloaded because they almost got this is the principal that caused a little boy, a 6th grader, to walk across the county because they would not let him call his mommy and let him know that that they had got back early from a field trip. We had everybody on deck looking for this little kid. Now, this little kid could teach the United States Army Special Operations Branch, SRE Tactics, and the Special Forces guys would be going like, damn, I never thought of that, because he went across the county while all the police were out, all the parents were out looking for this little kid. And he was able to get from the school, Parkwood Middle School, went all the way from there to Mineral Springs without anybody seeing him. And when asked about it, how he was able to pull that off, he said if he saw any car lights, he hid. And he crawled across the road so nobody would see him, and things of this nature, to get to Mineral Springs. And when he got to Mineral Springs, the gas station was open, and he went into Mineral Springs, looked at the clerk and asked if he could use the bathroom, and the clerk said yes. And then he comes back and he says, "Can I please use your phone?" And he also and then he asked if he could borrow money until his mom and dad came to get him to buy a soda. And everybody was looking for this little kid, all because the principal wouldn't let him use the phone to call his mom. That the activity bus that took him for a field trip, arrived early. And then they told him he couldn't stay on school grounds.
Well, that shit happened to me, remember?
Yep. But you didn't walk all the way across the county. You just walked down the road to one of the houses. You just started knocking on doors, asking to use a phone.
Yeah.
And like I said, and they instead of punishing this dude, they promoted him to be the principal of the high school. And this is a guy that was extremely class conscious. I know in the UK it's very class conscious. You've got working class, aristocracy, and all this other stuff over there. This dude would have fit in perfectly with that type of a mentality, because that's how he was. Our family wasn't dirt poor. Our family was middle class, because we had money. We owned our own land. We owned our own homes. But we weren't rich enough for this guy. But he thought, oh, y'all grew up in the mountains. Y'all are dirt poor. I'm going to treat you like shit. And he treated Laura Jane and Rebecca so bad it wasn't even funny. And the messed up thing is, when Laura Jane moved from the middle school to the high school, is when they promoted this jackass to be the principal of the high school, instead of firing him after what happened with that little boy. Because the incident with the little boy happened between Laura Jane going from middle school to high school, and they promoted him to be the principal of the high school. And like I said, bullying is one of the issues that my family is very we get really upset about it, because it's one of those things that just is plain bad. It's not just bad parenting that we've had to deal with. I mean, because when you allowed the school to protect the bullies, it got worse. It really did. And that's the issues with some of the online bullying stuff that people see nowadays, like with what was going on with Twitter X before Elon Musk bought it. I was getting death threats 2 or 3 times a week, and then I would send the death threats to the safety team, and they would say, "Oh, hey, they didn't violate nothing," and I'm like, "Yes, they did. They're saying they're going to kill me.
Even after Elon got like in charge of Twitter, I got banned a couple of times.
Well,
Bro, I have no sympathy for that man. He is something else.
but it's frustrating that
I got kicked off. I even got kicked off of a Facebook group called Sick Fuck.
Wow. You must be some extra kind of sick if you got banned from a group like that.
Well, yeah. I told you.
but like I said, bullying to me is a sign of
Cowardice.
extreme. Yes, it is. It is a form of cowardice, and too many people just
From their home. I'm sorry. If you're a bully, that means your home life is a fucking piece of shit.
yeah. Because a lot of the bullies that I ended up dealing with growing up, their home life wasn't that good, except for that one football player, because his mom beat his butt for what he did to me for no good reason. She offered to buy me new glasses too.
Yeah.
But
Beat
like
that
I said,
ass.
Out of my friend out of Hawaii, I was telling Richard about before the stream started, whose name shall remain for his own protection shall remain anonymous.
Okay, exactly.
He was he was a leader of a online community about 5 or 6 years ago that he ended up getting, actually it was longer than that, but he ended up getting thrown out of. He was in a relationship with this girl who ended up turning against him. She took control of the community and turned a whole bunch of people against him by spreading a bunch of lies. They had him evicted from that community, and then that same group of people stalked him all over the internet, Facebook, Twitter, Discord, everywhere. And all they ever did was continue to make his life miserable for the next year and a half until I got involved. Then I ended up driving most of them away. But they got him so stressed out. He had actually attempted suicide a couple of times. Fortunately, he's still alive and he's still doing well.
Well, my ex, she tried that when while I was taking care of my grandparents. She was spreading all kinds of lies and rumors that I was molesting my grandparents, that I was stealing their money, and a whole bunch of other really messed up stuff. And while she was lying about me, she was selling drugs and doing prostitution. And
that's Gary.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And I remember we used to have the police all the time at our house, all time. They always knew our front door was always open to them. And there was many a nights that we would wake up and go into the kitchen, and there'd be like 3 or 4 police officers. There'd be a state trooper, a couple of county mounties, and one of our locals, all doing paperwork around the kitchen table, talking to mom and dad while they were cooking them something to eat.
Dwight, right?
Yeah, Dwight. Oh God, Dwight was fun. But yeah, they would come over all the time, and then they just stopped coming cold turkey. And mom and dad was wondering what they said that caused it. But they were all under orders not to tell mom and dad that, because of their association with Jerry, that who was under investigation by the DEA for the drug connections that she had made, and the fact that she was selling drugs. And they said, we're not allowed to talk to her, talk to your parents. but because you were out of the state for
Love you.
for almost a half of for over half of a year, almost a full year, we can talk to you about this. And they told me what was going on with Jerry, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. And they're like, no, it's bad. They're doing, the DEA is doing she's a part of their investigation. Can you please let your parents know what's going on so they can distance from her, because this is going to splash back and hit your parents.
Well,
Which is one of the reasons why I
like-
kept.
me and Brian had to go over there one time.
Yeah, and this is one of the reasons why I kept Jerry away from Grandmom and Granddad, was because of the investigation, and I didn't want Grandmom and Granddad to be brought into that, because if they had gotten brought into that, because Grandmommy ran an antique store, and one of the ways that some drug dealers back then was laundering their money was through antique stores. And
They thought he was a drug dealer.
yeah, they accused you of being a drug dealer. That was part of the bullying process that they used
They
against
what?
you. Yeah,
Yeah,
they accused Laura Jane of being a drug dealer when she was in high school. Like I said,
Huh.
the staff was, because the principal didn't like her. And
my
didn't like
dog.
and it was, and the fact that she walked her dogs on a regular, she had a schedule for walking her dogs, which you're supposed to do when you have big dogs like that. And they were accusing her of being a drug dealer and a whole bunch of other shit.
And a collie and chow mix that I walked, and George, my golden retriever. I walked all three of them, no problem. But they thought I was a prostitute and a drug dealer.
Mm-hmm. Like I said,
Damn.
bullying
I'm
comes in
sorry.
all kinds of
I'm
messed up
I
ways,
guess you had
man.
the looks to be a prostitute.
I
But
mean, yeah, I probably can look like a prostitute, but
Maybe in the wrong sense.
But like I said, the bullying stuff can come in many ways, and
Yeah.
it can be a whispered network that's spewing lies about you, trying to destroy your reputation. It can be stalking, because that's happened to me as well.
Mm.
But it's some messed up shit, and I can't stand it. Whenever I hear about stories like that, Jeff, it does. It really upsets me that a woman can make an accusation and it can destroy a man's life, and
Yep.
the man has no repercussions to fix it.
Yep.
It's like
But
here
from a
in-
woman, if a woman sits there and claims rape on a man, and it is found, it's all false, all fake, that woman should get jail time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. She
They should get the same amount of jail time the man did.
She should.
Yeah.
Yeah, she should have to go through everything she was wanting a man to go through.
Well,
Yep.
Look at what happens to dudes that go to jail for rape or
Oh,
child
right.
molestation. And
Now, the stuff
if you go to
they
jail,
speed up.
if you go to jail as a sexual predator, or just hinted at being that, your life is over. They will come after you nonstop until you're dead. That's why a lot of them have to get put in protective custody. And it's insane. And no matter what you say, if you're innocent, they're not going to believe you, because everybody in jail says they're innocent. And here in North Carolina, there was a case where this guy was accused of molesting his son, even though he was on the other side of the planet when this so-called molestation happened. And he spent 19 years in prison being brutalized for 19 years. And the person who was leading the charge to get him out of prison was the son he was accused of having molested. The judge that convicted him, got away with it. The DA who prosecuted him used him to get promoted to a judge. He got away with it. The reason why it took 19 years is the fact that the former judge and the DA who became a judge was running interference on any attempts at any kind of appeals process for this guy, even though they knew he wasn't anywhere near capable of having done it, because he wasn't even in the state when it, oh God. And he got a pittance of money for the 19 years of being brutalized that he lost. And guess what happened to his ex-wife? Not a damn thing. Look at what happened with the Duke Lacrosse case that happened back in the 90s, where a stripper accused the Duke Lacrosse team of having raped her.
I remember that.
The only reason why she went to jail was she murdered somebody unrelated to the case. Now, Knifelong, the guy that was the DA and prosecutor who led the charge to go against these Duke lacrosse players, he got disbarred and put in prison. Okay. I cannot stand when a public official, be they elected or appointed, abuses their power like this. I truly do believe whenever you do stuff like that, whenever you engage in what's it called again? Election interference, or if you're trying to steal an election, voter fraud and things of this nature, you should automatically be declared a traitor, a treasonous bastard, convicted, and put up on the wall and pap in front of everybody. Because whenever you're doing stuff like that, you're destroying people's faith in the system. And when you destroy people's faith in the system, you're doing a massive disservice to the entirety of the nation and of the people in it. I cannot stand government corruption. I really can't. I really wish we could bring back the whole tarring and feathering thing, and because once we stopped doing that, we started seeing a drastic rise in corruption cases in government. Sorry, that's my rant because it's a big bugaboo. I mean, I call myself the American patriot because of how much I love this country and what it was founded on. And that was the fact that we did not need a king, just like the fact that we don't need somebody to act on our behalf with God. I mean, we can have that's the whole point of Jesus, was so we could have a personal relationship with God, that we could actually go, God, it's me, Richard here. Can we talk? I really could use some divine inspiration here, and I'm not saying government is divine, anything but that. It's like government is like fire. It is a tool that, if it's allowed to get loose, is going to just destroy everything in its path. We've got to keep it under control. And too many people over the past 100 years stopped being good citizens. They stopped actually investigating and researching the people that were running for office. We ended up getting a politician class, which our nation, our founding fathers, was very proud of the fact that they had set the system up to where we wouldn't have a politician class. That was the reason why if you got elected to Congress, the pay was so crappy, because it wasn't meant to support you. It was meant to just hold you over for the 2 to 6 years you were serving in the federal government. It was meant to be a temporary thing. It wasn't meant to be what it became. But I feel, like I said, that's why I get into rants, is because to me, our system has been perverted into what it is today. And we just don't hold our politicians accountable unless they've done something so egregious it can't be hidden.
Yeah. And I have and it's gotten so bad that a lot of people today have been brainwashed by one side or the other. I have an uncle who used to live in Louisiana. I had a conversation with him one time. He said that quote, people who do their homework before they vote are stupid. He's the kind of person who believes that you should just vote blindly for the party no matter what.
That is the dumbest thing I have ever heard.
I fully agree. The guy is a very
Then I'm
strong,
crazy.
guy's a very strong liberal Democrat.
I thought I was retarded.
So,
Well,
Then
my
I'm
grandparent.
crazy. Oh my God.
Okay, you can ask Laura Jane. Our parents and grandparents taught us to research the candidates of both parties or any party that was running at the time to find who deserved your vote. That was how they raised us. And Granddaddy had been a Democrat, a lifelong Democrat, up until the month before he died, because John fucking Kerry got the presidential nomination. He's like, no. My grandmother, the number of times grandmommy, you can ask Laura Jane this. How often did she cuss or use any
she
type
didn't
of
cuss.
profanity?
She would yell at me because I cussed all the time. Because like fuck is my second language.
Bro,
Fuck,
tell
shit,
me
damn,
that. My mother hates it when I swear.
Well,
Oh, see, fuck
grandmommy,
that shit.
my
Fuck that shit.
grandmommy,
I'll let my kids cuss. I'll let my
grandmommy,
kids cuss. What the fuck?
grandmommy didn't even say the word damn. That's
Yeah,
how
she
much
wouldn't
she
say
hated.
nothing.
That's how much she hated profanity. But
It's not
whenever
even a
she said,
swear.
when she said the name John fucking Kerry, it was always John fucking Kerry. And we never knew about why until after Daddy died. And Aunt Becky told us. And
What she said.
okay, this is going to be heavy, but okay.
I bet.
You would have another uncle. His name was going to, you were going to have an uncle by the name of Roy Daniel.
Oh, honey, you would have a lot of us. You would have had a lot of aunts and uncles. I mean, my mom or our mom miscarried 3 of us.
Well, Roy Daniel wasn't a miscarriage
Well, see,
unless you.
I was going to be named Roy Daniel if I was a boy.
Yeah. But what ended up happening was we'd always been told that Daddy was out of the Army by the time I was born. But I had found his DD-214 and his separation paperwork that said that he got out of the Army in 1973, 1974 on a hardship discharge so he could take care of Mama. And when I showed it to him, what's this? And he freaked out, yelled at me about the fact that I had been trying to rearrange everything that was in the well house, and it was locked up in the well house.
Well, shit,
And
I got all that paperwork now up in this blue box. After Mama died, Rebecca gave me all the paperwork.
she
gave me the blue box.
But we found out that because also there was the things that Dad would say about when right before I was born, he said that he was in Vietnam flying in a helicopter, talking about the fact that that Mama was going to have a baby and he didn't know, and he was scared about becoming a father and everything. And one of the guys that was in the helicopter with him looked at him and said, "You're coming with me when we land," and took him and bought a pitcher's mitt and a catcher's mitt and several baseballs and softballs. He says, it's going to be a little boy and you're going to teach him how to play catch. And when Dad got home and I was, for my birth, it was a little boy, me, woohoo. And there was pictures of him holding me in military uniform that did not get destroyed. And Aunt Becky said that to make me and everybody believe that he had been out of the military when I was born, they got rid of all of the pictures of him in uniform during the holidays, whenever he'd come home for the holidays and everything else. But there was a few pictures they didn't get rid of because I was a day old and he was sitting there in his military uniform holding me. And there was another one. I was 2 days old and we were asleep together on the bed and I was cuddled up right next to him. And they didn't get rid of that one either because of it being like that.
Oh.
But we found out what had happened was that John fucking Kerry went before Congress and was lying about what American soldiers was doing in Vietnam, you know, torturing people and all this other shit. And it caused the anti-war protesters to lose their ever-loving shit. And we were living, I can't remember the name of the base that's there in Virginia, that's up in Virginia, that where Daddy was stationed at. And there was a whole bunch of wives and dependent kids.
Donner, get out of the back! No, motherfucker!
We were
Damn.
we were off the base, and protesters saw us, and they started chasing us. And Mom was 8 to 9 months pregnant with Roy Daniel, and I was only 3 years old, and I couldn't keep up. My little legs couldn't keep up, so Mom had to carry me as they were all running back to the base. And by the time we got to the base, there was a line of blood, and I almost killed my mom, and I ended up killing what would have been my little brother, Roy Daniel. So the family had to get my father back home. At the exact same time this was happening, and these assholes were calling my daddy a baby killer. He was in Vietnam on a patrol going through NCO school and had to lead a squad. And they were shadowing a North Vietnamese army patrol. And they came up to the river, and there was a woman that was in the river bathing. And so the Dad's unit was told to bunker down so nobody could see us. And then the woman started drowning, and the lieutenant in charge told everybody to stay put. And Dad noticed that the woman was pregnant. And he's like, that woman's pregnant and she's going into labor and she's going to drown. It's going to drown her and that baby. And so Dad dropped his rucksack, dove into the river, swam to the other side where she was at, pulled her out, delivered the baby. And then when he looked up, the Vietnamese army guys were all pointing guns at him. And so he shifted his body just enough that when they pulled the trigger, they wouldn't hit the woman or the baby, which caused the North Vietnamese officer to call his men off and made them go back into the jungle. Then he looked at my father and pointed back into the other side of the river where Dad had came out, basically telling him, get the fuck out of here. And then he stood at attention and saluted where he knew Daddy's unit was at, and then walked away. Dad gets back to his unit, and the lieutenant says, Spake, I don't know if I should court-martial you or give you a medal. And Daddy said, how about neither? Well, 3 days later, when they got back from their patrol, the chaplain was waiting for them at the fire base, and there was a helicopter sitting there. And the chaplain grabbed Daddy put him on the helicopter, flew him back to Seoul, or Saigon, whatever the heck the name of the place was. They put him on a plane and flew him back to the United States so he could be there when Mama woke up. And like I said, Mama almost died. She almost bled out. And
But then they had to pay that back, didn't they?
yeah, Dad had to pay all that back, all that money to get him back home, which is one of the reasons why they gave him the hardship discharge, was not just to take care of Mama, but also because he couldn't afford to pay it all back. And
Yeah.
so
We hard working white Americans, man.
and that is why Grandmommy used the F word that she hated the most in the world whenever she referred to John fucking Kerry. And sorry for the tangent, but that's the story of why my father was so distant with me as a kid, and why when you were born and I was holding you in my left hand, you were that tiny. You fit in the
I
palm of my
know.
hand.
I was itty bitty. That's why
No,
I was Millie Mite and half pint.
you fit, Zachary. You fit in this hand.
Damn.
And I was holding you.
You was a half pint too.
You were so tiny. I was holding you in my hand. And I promised you that I would be the type of father you deserved. That I'd be the type of daddy that I wished I could have had, and I failed you, and I am sorry for that.
Bullshit, you did.
No, well, it's not. Look, honey, it's not your fault that Emma decided to, I'm going to take my kids and go off.
Hey. Still my mom.
Yes, I know. She's my sister, my sister-in-law, ex-sister-in-law, whatever you want to fucking call it. But look, every child needs their mother and father, especially when their mother and father want to be part of their life. That's just my part. I'm sorry, I'm crazy.
No, I did try. I wanted to move to the UK to be close to you, but the UK's immigration said that I would be a burden to the National Health Service. Both the State Department and the VA kept trying to convince them that I would not have been a burden to the National Health Service because I'd have been going to medical through the United States Army and other military bases that was in the UK. That's where I
Isn't
would
there
be.
like fucking American places over there you can go to?
Yeah, there was. And that was what they kept trying to convince the British government, where I'd be getting all my medical care, but they wouldn't let me do it.
Sorry, I've got gas, y'all. I'm sorry.
And but like I said, son, I didn't get to be the daddy that you deserved while you was growing up, and I am sorry for that.
You're so good.
And
look, honey, let me tell you what, your aunt, me, that'd be crazy.
But like I said, guys,
but that'd be fun.
That's one of the big bugaboos, because this guy, John Kerry, he got, instead of being punished for lying before Congress, he got rewarded with a career in politics. And these types of people, I can't understand how people vote for Adam Schiff and all the lies that he spewed. And it's one of those things where an irrational hatred for for a person or a political party that overwhelms their rational mind and their common human decency, and that anybody
God, Alvin, I'm gonna have to go get oh God, why am I saying Aunt Becca? I'm gonna have to go get our sister soon.
All right. Well, it was great having you on here. You've got a chair here.
I apologize for my craziness. I apologize for it. No, I don't.
Yeah, don't ever apologize for being insane. Apologize to the people. Have the people apologize to you for making you insane.
See, no, look, I am the fun crazy. Okay, I'm not going around killing everybody.
Yeah, you just make jokes.
I do. I just make crazy jokes. But yeah, I got to go get our sister from work soon because she gets off at 8, I think.
All righty.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna have to go back and look at the damn schedule
All
because
right.
since I'm able to drive, because see, I broke my femur, y'all.
Damn.
Yeah, she broke it on New Year's Day.
Damn.
No, New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
It was New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it was New Year's
You
Eve.
had
I
the
had surgery too.
Yeah, the surgery was on New Year's Day, and then they released her on January the 6th, January the 2nd to come home
Huh.
because she wasn't even out of surgery for a full 24 hours when they sent her home.
Yeah, because I was like, I am going home.
And
'Cause I don't do hospitals very well.
that and the fact that she
Fair enough.
wasn't taking any pain medicine, that was the only reason why
Nope.
they keep her there was to manage the pain medicine. And since she wasn't taking any pain medicine, they sent her home.
Look, I'm an ex-addict, okay? I was addicted to opioids and narcotics and all that stuff. I'm an ex-addict, and I was not about to, I wasn't about that. Like, just let me go home, smoke my weed, and let me be.
Yep.
Sorry, yes, I'm a pothead, okay? I
Well,
admit it.
give Becca hugs and tell her that whenever she wants to come on here, she's more than welcome to come on here.
Okay, look, our sister she's a redhead. She crazy.
Well, I want her to come on here so we can talk about G.I. Joe one night.
Oh my God. Remember when our Barbies used to beat up your G.I. Joes?
Yeah, I remember. I used to have to make y'all doll clothes every time I was babysitting you to keep you guys from doing stupid shit. You would sit there and watch me.
Exactly.
I kid you guys not. They would sit and watch me sew them doll clothes.
Damn.
And
Yep.
the funny thing
And
is,
I would put them on our cat.
yes.
My cat like that.
Now, I made money off of knowing how to sew because I had to sew them doll clothes while I was babysitting them when I was in the Navy. Anytime somebody would like, hey, I need to get my rank sewed onto my new uniform, but the people downstairs are going to charge me a couple $100 to do it. And I'm like, if you give me $10, I'll do it for you.
And okay, look. I'm the oldest female of the family, and I don't know how to sew. I've just learned how to cook. Okay, because I had to learn because I got kids.
Yep,
Mm.
grandmommy.
Yeah,
Grandmommy.
I am the furthest. I am the furthest from a female that you can possibly imagine. Yeah, I look like a female. I got tits and I got ass. I got a vagina. But yeah, I don't do the girly things.
She was a tomboy. What do you expect?
I was breaking horses. I was shoveling horse shit. I was training dogs, getting attacked by animals.
Well, give Becca,
Well, shit, I was
give
the
Becca our
exact
love,
opposite.
okay?
Do what, Zachary?
Shit, I guess I was the exact opposite because I was fucking cooking and shit. And I know how to sew.
Dude, okay, well, look, you need to get your ass over here so you can help me be a woman.
Well, shit, I even paint my fingernails.
I can't even do that. I don't even get my hair did and my nails done.
Hey, I can prove that you are a girly girl because of all those My Little Ponies, all the Barbie
Yeah.
horses that you had.
Yeah. Hey, men like ponies too.
I'm a
Not the
brony.
way you did.
I know. I still want a horse.
Oh,
So
geez.
all y'all get together and buy me a horse, okay?
No.
Well, that's a-
I got-
No.
Energy drinks to spend my money on.
I don't understand the word no.
Well,
I
too
don't
bad.
understand that word.
I have bills that I am barely paying.
What about
with my
Nyet?
money.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't understand it either. And yes, a bill. Yes, bills. Like my power bill. See, like with my disability. See, the government pays me to be
What
crazy
disability do it be?
Social
because I'm
Security
crazy.
disability.
Which type of crazy? What crazy
well,
diagnosis?
I'm the good
Disorder.
crazy. I'm the good crazy.
Yeah.
I'm
But
the
what's
fun
it
crazy.
called? What's the crazy called? Does it have a name?
Crazy cool. I don't kill motherfuckers because I want to.
What's the name of this disease you have?
Bipolar disorder.
I am bipolar 1, mixed mania, rapid cycling, severe, and I also have borderline personality disorder. I also have OCD. I'm ADHD. I'm ADD. I
That stuff
have
don't make you crazy.
ODD.
Mhm.
I have ODD, which is obstructive what is it? Oh my god,
Obsessive,
ODD.
obsessive,
Destructive disorder.
destructive disorder. Yeah.
Yep. God bless America.
So you are just the crazy type of crazy.
Yeah, but
Yes.
the kind that doesn't sit there and go, I want to destroy the world.
Yes, so
Yeah,
you
awesome.
think.
But like I said,
Whoa,
Yeah, but-
so
It
you
would be
think.
pretty funny to destroy the world.
back in my love and let her know that we want her to come on the show to talk about G.I. Joe one of these days.
What's G.I.
I
Joe?
will.
Oh, G.I.
Yes, because
Joe.
our Barbies used to like beat the hell out of the G.I. Joes and fuck the hell out of them.
I don't know what G.I. Joes are.
G.I. Joe
You
is
don't know what G.I. Joe is?
No.
Oh, man.
Girl.
It's called Action Man in the UK.
Oh, Action Man. Oh, okay.
You don't
I
know what a
understand
G.I. Joe is?
No. In the UK,
Girl.
it was released as Action Man. So their Action Man
Sweetheart, you need
had
to come to
costumes.
America.
Had all kinds of costumes and stuff that you could dress them up like anything. It's pretty cool. But
And then you can dress Barbie up as like whatever you want, and they fuck the hell out of them.
hey, in the
What?
UK, kids were allowed to dress up in costumes anytime they wanted to. That I thought was so cool. In a way, it's a good
I
thing.
let my kids dress up like whenever they want to.
Yeah, but this was a normal thing in the UK. That you
Well,
can
I
dress
mean,
up
it's
anytime
normal
you want.
here.
Pop culture breakdown is going to be starting soon, so we're going to have to call it, get ready to call it a night. What was
It is
our
around
third-
the 2 hour mark, and that's what you said.
Oh,
It
what
usually
time is
lasts.
it over there, Zachary? Zach,
Huh?
what time is it there?
after
It's
What
like
time is
midnight.
it there?
half 12.
Yeah, it's after midnight.
12 o'clock.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
funny
7
thing
over
is-
here.
It's only like 7. Hold on, wait, hold on.
It's
Let me get my eyes
7:38.
working.
It's 7:38
Yeah, it's like-
where I'm at.
7:38 here. So you must be on the East Coast, my man.
You cut out. I couldn't hear what you said.
Well,
So I said
yeah, Jeff.
7:38, my man.
Yeah, he's down there in
I
Florida.
can't hear
with
what she's
alligators.
saying.
Well, Jeff
Sorry, probably my
It's all
accent.
Jeff is down
No,
there.
it's you're speaking so loud your microphone isn't picking up.
Yeah.
My phone's a piece of shit.
All
Yeah.
right. But yeah, we'll have to call it. Go
I
ahead.
just replaced mine.
Oh, congrats, man.
What phone was it?
Congratulations, what'd you get?
It's a Galaxy S20 FE.
I have
Oh,
I have
fucking
the
yeah.
22. Haha. Broke boy.
Yeah, this
Oh, well,
This is
I
a
got
newer
the
phone for
Galaxy
me.
A15.
the one
Hey.
I upgraded from was an S9. I don't want to hear
Oh,
it.
that's what I had.
You
I had
really
an
are a
S9
broke boy.
Plus.
Hey, I don't even have a cell phone.
Well, you used
Damn.
to.
The ultimate broke boy.
And I couldn't figure out how to use it, so I stopped using it.
I tried, y'all. I tried. I
Ha-ha.
tried teaching them. I tried.
Ha old.
I know you
I'm
ain't
old.
talking. You look
Hey,
like Harry Potter if he had a mental breakdown at the age of 35.
I'm on
God, I wish
Twistic.
I
I don't
was
want to hear it.
Hey, I'm 54, though my mileage knocks that up to about somewhere in the 90s. So go figure.
I'm almost 46, but my mileage says I'm like 146.
No, you look like 50.
Oh, thank you. Shut up, Justin.
I'm on.
Who was that?
That was me.
That was Dustin, your cousin.
Tell him I say hi.
He can hear you.
I will be
Alright.
35.
Hello.
I
Hello,
will be
man.
35 in May.
Oh, such a young buck.
I'm
I was just messing
autistic.
with you, Mama.
I have OCD. I have arthritis settled in several parts of my body. I have PTSD from being abused and neglected for 30 years.
Ouch.
Well, see, like what I don't understand is like, okay, look, you can't tell me wrong, Alvin. We had great parents.
Yeah.
Okay, they want to say like my shit is because I had bad parents. No, it's not.
She inherited it
I'm
from mama's side of the family because the bipolar disorder and stuff like that.
You know, just kidding
Were
around, Mama.
and
No,
the
just joking.
and the addictive properties
personality.
came from mama's side of the family. I mean,
Yeah,
half of mama's siblings had alcohol problems, and
drug problems, cuckoo problems.
because I mean, Aunt
Hey,
Peggy was such a bad alcoholic that she would actually disappear. I think the longest she had disappeared for that had Uncle Bill literally searching from all the way from Florida. They lived in Pickens County, South Carolina. He was searching on the weekends when he wasn't at work, all the way down from the Florida state line, all the way up to I think the Maryland state line, going to every dive bar he could, looking for Aunt Peggy.
but see,
Whenever
look,
she
look,
would fall
hey,
off
look.
the wagon.
I'm not an alcoholic.
I know.
Hmm?
I'm
I
just
don't do.
saying.
I don't do.
And then
I'm just crazy.
cousin, I can't remember which of Aunt Peggy's kids was the one that had the
Oh,
really bad
Mandy,
drugs.
or Susan. No, it was
Not
Mandy,
Susan,
which
it
was
was
her
Mandy,
granddaughter.
Susan's daughter.
Granddaughter.
She got into some really bad drugs, and Susan had I think three of her kids got into drugs. Because I
Oh
know,
yeah.
Jeremy, he got into it really bad. He actually
Oh
spent,
yep.
didn't he?
Bad cousin Jeremy.
He spent something like 20 years in jail
Damn.
for he got into drugs and stabbed some dude in a bar fight.
I
I
have a relative. I can't remember if they're an uncle or not, of a cousin or some shit. But they burnt a house down with them and a family inside of it.
Oh wow.
But it's a pretty reasonable reason. I would have done the same because the parents were abusive to their children, like extremely. Like
Oh yeah. Oh god,
they
yeah.
let their literal like 8-month-old baby drink bleach and not take him to the hospital.
Oh my god. Oh hell no. Hell the fuck no.
Nope.
Okay,
Somebody
look, when
dead
it
over
comes
that.
to babies and critters, especially critters, my
And
ass, that's when my ass is really crazy.
And there has been other instances of them abusing their children. Other than that,
Oh man, that's fucked up.
yeah.
But like I said, you know,
But the dumb thing is that he tried to burn the house down whilst the children were in the house. Like, bro, idiot, do it whilst
Holy
they're
fuck.
not there.
yeah. But anyway, we're gonna have
But
to.
now he's in prison and missing a few fingers because he's been tased whilst holding a knife to the mother's throat, and he fell over whilst being tased and cut his own fingers off.
Ouch.
I like that.
He did slit her throat though whilst falling
What?
over. She
I
unfortunately
wish a motherfucker would. I wish a
she
motherfucker would because your
unfortunately
nuts would
survived.
be fucking twisted.
Yeah,
Ah,
she
they
did
could.
survive somehow.
No, he was holding the knife on her because she was evil.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So as he fell,
I'm not
he
evil,
cut,
I promise.
yeah,
I'm
as he
only
fell
evil
from,
if it needs to be.
Yep.
as he fell from being tased, he slit her throat and cut his fingers off. So yeah.
Hell, he would have got his fingers sewed back on.
No, he doesn't have his fingers.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
saying
they
if
put
it
my
happened
finger back
here, they
on.
would have sewed them back on. If it happened here, because they would have
They put my finger back on.
Yeah.
you had to hold my
Same
hand.
here. They put my finger back on.
They put my
But-
finger back on.
Yeah. The doctor said I was extremely lucky to still have the top of my middle finger.
Oh, your
RJ.
middle one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
You remember
it got like chopped off in a bike chain when I was like 13.
Mine got bit off by a dog.
And yeah, you
Damn.
hold my hand tight.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, I'm still
mine,
looking.
bro, my finger shattered in 2, maybe 3 different places. Can't remember, and the bone rotated like 60 degrees, and it was hanging off by a tiny piece of skin.
Dude, it sounds like mine.
Yeah.
Mine got bit off. My dog ate the tip part of my finger.
Yeah.
But
Damn.
I was trying to break up my dog's fight because I was trying to
Meanwhile-
get one of my dogs in the tub, and the other one thought I was like trying to like hurt it, and it bit my finger off. And
Damn.
Brian, your uncle Brian found my fingertip. So yeah, mine got bit off because of a dog.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm still trying to find my last half a brain cell.
Oh, honey, I lost
Yeah.
that motherfucker
so
a long
am I.
time ago.
I'm also looking for your brain cells, seeing how you think that dragons possibly existed.
They did.
Actually,
They
fun
They did
fact.
not.
They just
Fun
didn't look like
fact.
they just didn't look what everybody thinks they look like.
Yeah, we have a new.
Just like unicorns.
The word we use for dragons in modern vernacular is dinosaur.
Yeah.
No.
I still want one.
But did you
I still
say
want one.
unicorns existed?
Yes, they did.
No, they
Rhinos.
didn't.
They're called
Yes, they did.
rhinoceroses.
Yeah.
Unicorns
rhino.
existed.
Nope.
No, rhinoceroses are not unicorns. Unicorns existed once upon
No,
a
they
time.
didn't.
They thought they were just all that
No,
in
they
a bag of chips, and they did
Nope.
not want to get on the ark.
Unless you count that Family Guy episode of Peter Griffin stapling a horn on a horse.
No,
Then
no.
nope.
They
Didn't exist.
existed.
You
they
really are
the episode
crazy.
with the retarded horse.
Yeah.
No, there was an
Don't
episode
kill-
of Family
don't
Guy
kill-
where
Please, look, nephew,
I
don't kill my love for unicorns.
was speaking about Family Guy because there was a Family Guy episode where Peter brought up that Meg wanted a unicorn for her birthday, and he opened up a closet saying that he saved it for a special occasion, and it ended up just being dead, and it was a skeleton of a horse with a horn stapled to it.
Yeah, I love Family Guy. Family Guy, The Simpsons. I love all.
Yeah, that sounds
Oh,
like
and
something
American
Peter
Dad.
Griffin would do.
Or am I thinking of Gravity Falls, and there was just a horse skeleton with a horn stapled onto it in the background? I can't remember.
Yeah,
One of the
that's
two.
something Grunkle Stan would do too. I wouldn't put
Yeah.
it past him.
Yeah.
Well, it's time for us to call it tonight. I'm just glad
Oh
everybody
my
had
God,
fun.
and it's still daylight, y'all.
Yeah.
But except for you, Zachary, it's like probably like you said, it was midnight over there.
The sky's blacker than the line at KFC.
Hold on. I'm gonna put on my camera.
Yes.
I'm gonna put on my camera. Look, it's still daylight over here. See, look, can you see it? Look, there's your
Not
Uncle
over
Brian's
there.
beautiful Camaro.
Would you look at that? You would think you're looking at the KFC line, but no, it's my window.
Look at all these cars. See, look,
I'm stealing that. Hey, Ian,
look at all
you're
these cars.
A little bit late.
Damn. Why do you have so many
It's so
cars?
daylight. It's so daylight.
But don't worry, all those cars are gonna be get rid of.
Yeah, we're gonna get rid of them. But see, my baby is the
Can I
Jeep.
have one?
Oh yes, you can.
Yay.
I
You
need it.
can. Your
I'm a-
daddy's gonna have
I'm
to
a
buy a
melter.
headlight for it though.
I'm gonna
I
melt
need
it
a new
and turn it
car.
into
Mine
a
is on
transformer.
I'll get the door.
I'm gonna turn it into
And then,
Optimus Prime.
and then here's my baby.
Yeah.
Y'all ready? Here's my baby.
I can't
Is she
see
pretty? Oh, okay. Hold on.
The
Let me get
lighting's
closer.
not too great.
That's my baby.
What is it?
It's a Jeep.
Damn.
My baby.
Funny you should mention Jeeps.
That's a car, not a baby.
I actually
That's a
collect.
baby.
I think you're
actually
also
collect-
schizophrenic. You might want to get that checked.
I have actually
Yeah,
been
I do.
officially adopted into Jeep culture because even though I have a 2001 Buick Century, I actually have been given several rubber ducks to put on my dashboard.
Oh, honey, I have a 1991 Buick Century,
It's right.
but it's right.
Except mine's
See, like this right here. This
yeah,
is my baby.
my Buick is on its last legs. I'm actually looking into about replacing it.
Yeah. Well,
I would.
it's
Buick
it's
Centuries are awesome.
it's time to roll, guys. So it's time for me to do my last little bit of spill.
All right, bye,
Everybody,
brother.
now, everybody, share what you love in this world because we need more love in this world because this world is so messed up.
Amen. We need love. We need
Amen.
marijuana. And
We need crack
yeah, that's about it.
cocaine.
No, not
Monster
crack cocaine.
Energy.
Marijuana.
Don't say
Marijuana.
Don't say either of those too loud on YouTube.
Caffeine, pizza, video games.
Yep.
Marijuana. We need marijuana.
Partridge in a pear tree.
I
They got
don't
run
do
over by a
that smoking
lawnmower.
stuff. I'm asthmatic enough.
You can do edibles, honey. Look, sweetheart. You're my
I've been
nephew. I
considering
love you
that.
to pieces. I will make you some edibles.
All right. Y'all be
Alright.
good. And I love every one of you. So
I love
Good
y'all
night, everybody.
too. I got to go get our sister and your aunt.
see
Tell
y'all.
them I say hi.
Bye
I
now.
will.
Yay.
All right. I love y'all.
Love you.
Bye.